Cooperative learning is an approach where students work together in small groups to achieve shared academic goals. Instead of competing individually, learners support one another and take collective responsibility for their success. Jigsaw method is a common cooperative learning approach. First, it organizes students into balanced home groups, each responsible for mastering a different part of a material. Then, students who share the same subsection from different home groups come together to form expert groups. The goal is for each student to become confident enough to master the specific subsection before teaching others. After that, students return to their original home groups. Each member presents their subsection to the rest of the group. This peer teaching process ensures that all group members gain a complete understanding of the entire lesson. Although the jigsaw method is a widely used cooperative learning strategy, its effectiveness depends on careful adaptation to the particular classroom setting. Like any instructional approach, it needs to be modified to align with specific learning objectives in order to maximize its impact. We found a drawback in the jigsaw method. The home group mainly serves to allocate material segments, meaning each student focuses only on mastering their assigned part without engaging with the full content. As a result, they may overlook important insights from other segments that could have enriched their understanding of the portion they were responsible for. The jigsaw method, as a cooperative learning approach, emphasizes group work over individual focus. Yet, self-awareness is essential at the outset for personal preparation before joining group discussions, and self-reflection is equally important for refining understanding, improving performance, and planning further action. Without these elements, the method risks limiting exposure to the full content and depends too heavily on other people's interpretation and communication skills, potentially weakening overall learning if contributions are uneven. An initial modification of the jigsaw method led to the development of the E4Ts concept. Its first trial was conducted in an online setting, though the outcomes revealed aspects that required further refinement. A brief introduction of the E4Ts. It is an adaptation of the jigsaw method, combining its original tell and teach stages with two new components, train and test, designed for online learning. In the train stage, learners take full ownership, including time spent, by working through the entire material individually before joining cooperative groups. The test stage then takes place within those groups, reflecting the jigsaw principle that assessment and understanding are strengthened. During the train phase, the original E4Ts concept lacked clear guidance for instructors on how to help students develop self-understanding of the material. Consequently, learners often concentrated too intensely, which prolonged the entire learning process and ultimately caused fatigue. In the online setting, the method could not be applied to its full potential, as opportunities for reflective wrap-up activities were reduced. In addition, the original design confined reflection to group work, which limited individual freedom and creativity in both teaching and learning. This innovation seeks to refine the E4Ts into a more adaptable and flexible 4Ts method. The objectives include to enhance the functionality of the 4Ts method beyond its initial E4Ts application and to examine the functionality of 4Ts over jigsaw method in supporting Chinese as a foreign language students' cooperative learning. The 4Ts framework guides learners from surface to deeper understanding through train, tell, teach, and test. In train, students build initial individual comprehension of the whole material. Tell and teach involve discussion and mastery of specific sections, and test integrates both general and detailed knowledge, fostering reflection and self-improvement. Tell and teach are directly adapted from the jigsaw method. In our adaptation, the tell stage mirrors the expert group process, allowing students to focus deeply on one segment and articulate their understanding. The teach stage then recreates the mixed group dynamic, where each student takes responsibility for teaching their section to others. This adaptation preserves the spirit of jigsaw while ensuring that every learner both absorbs and communicates knowledge. While train and test are introduced as new components to enhance the jigsaw method, serving as the central feature of this innovative approach. This present innovation extends earlier train and test efforts, overcoming past limitations to further enhance the 4Ts method. In its first phase, the focus is on helping students manage attention within a 10 to 15 minute, supported by clear priorities. Like first, to gain an overall sense of the material, second, to set aside unfamiliar words for the moment, and third, to stay aware of their own level of comprehension. The aim at this stage is simply to establish a basic grasp and an initial impression of the text as a whole. The modification is based on the research done by Bradbury, 2016, and Farouk and Karim, 2015, suggested that undergraduate learners can sustain peak attention for only about 10 to 15 minutes. Setting this time limit creates a sense of pressure, which has been shown to significantly influence both their reading speed and the quality of their comprehension. In test phase, improvement emphasizes creating adaptable learning environments that incorporate diverse assessment methods, as long as they foster meaningful reflection and revision, thereby strengthening the overall learning process. This innovation embodies that vision by combining cooperative and reflective learning suggested by Zhou et al., 2025. Cooperation enables learners to build knowledge collectively through shared perspectives, while reflection allows them to internalize, refine, and extend that knowledge individually. Together, group collaboration sparks ideas, and personal reflection deepens understanding, ultimately fostering a more sustainable and responsible approach to learning. For this study, we adopted a qualitative research approach, relying on interviews and classroom observations to capture rich, authentic insights. Our participants were 34 beginners in Chinese as a foreign language learning, carefully selected because they had no prior foundation. This ensured that the evaluation of the method's effectiveness was genuine, unbiased, and not influenced by previous knowledge or experience. As a result, in the trained phase, students develop self-awareness, confidence, and concentration through structured focus time, which prevents fatigue and ensures a solid first grasp of the material. The tell and teach phases then deepen learning through discussion and mastery of specific sections. Finally, the test phase integrates general and detailed knowledge, using flexible evaluation and reflection that work effectively in both online and physical contexts. Overall, FORTEES advance Jigsaw by emphasizing self-awareness, full material mastery, and the vital role of reflection, making the learning process more balanced, engaging, and sustainable. All learners confirmed that the FORTEES method works very well in physical foreign language classrooms. While our application focused on face-to-face settings, we did not restrict the method to the online context. In fact, 55% of learners also highlighted its effectiveness in online environments, further demonstrating the flexibility of FORTEES in meeting diverse learning needs across different contexts. In conclusion, the FORTEES method supports Sustainable Development Goal 4 by advancing a sustainable education model that nurtures lifelong learning and personal responsibility, integrating individual, cooperative, and reflective learning. Beyond strengthening the effectiveness of Chinese as a foreign language, this innovation also holds promise for broader application across other language learning contexts, providing a flexible framework that can adapt to diverse learners, empower teachers with clearer strategies, and ultimately enrich the overall quality of language education.